the great things about Waco is that the cost of living is relatively low. I mean, it's certainly gone up in the last few years, but it's still very manageable. My wife is a teacher, so we do have an income other than my stipend and my fellowship, but it's not like she's a doctor. And we find that groceries here are pretty cheap. Our mortgage is very affordable. Before we had our house, our rent was affordable as well. And so we haven't actually had a whole lot of stress financially since moving here.
For me, I came with a family. I had two young children as well. So I wanted to be in like a community type setting, but I didn't want to be so close to campus and kind of be running among undergrads. So for me, off-campus housing was the answer.
I found Bear Cribs to be super helpful as I was getting started in my own housing search because of all of the different filters for cats or dogs, if you want to have a pet, price range, number of bedrooms, all of that. So that was probably the best and most thorough place to start searching.
We pretty much have done management for Baylor as far as their grad programs, their housing for the grad program, and then just other off-campus housing. So as far as grad housing, we have Browning Square, which is all 1 bedroom, 1 baths. They are fully furnished. We pay everything except for the electricity. And then we also have the Quadrangle, and they have 2 bedrooms.
With the Quadrangle and Browning Square, I think it's really important. What I've heard from other students that it's important to get in early. So as soon as you get your decision in, contact those places and ask them the options that they do have available.
In Grad Student Association, which is the organization for all grad students on campus, we just created a housing group on Facebook specific to grad students and young professionals to try and address this need. Every once in a while, we get emails from people saying, hey, I'm looking for a roommate or I'm looking for a place to live. And so now we have a place to kind of send those requests and keep it specific to grad students. And we hope that that can help serve grad students in this specific need.
For international students, it's not just about like finding housing. I think learning how to live in Waco, what sorts of things to look up in terms of the lease, in terms of like housing insurance that you need, in terms of parking. All of these things are daunting for an international student. So other than just checking out the website, it's important to check out the resource that we've set up on the Canvas orientation page, because that guides an international student through the ins and outs of that.
Another thing that I would probably recommend is trying to get in touch with graduate students in the department currently. My experience in the religion department, at least, is that everybody's really willing to help. So in addition to looking at these things that are already written up, I would say that it's good to reach out and ask people what they've done and if they maybe even know of some opportunities that aren't on the sites.
I love Baylor and I really like being here as a graduate student. Especially when you decide to go to graduate school, you're concerned, like I said, about if your expenses are going to be covered and if you're actually going to be able to live. So in the case of Baylor, I know all the work that's being done to improve our quality of life and our standard of living. So that's a huge advantage that Baylor has over other universities.